As new parents were just settling into their roles, a generous gift awaited them. An exclusive German stroller, valued at 50,000 rubles, arrived. However, their joy was short-lived. The moment the parents left, the husband brought the expensive item out to the yard, saying, "Sister, take it, we don't need such luxury. We'll buy one from the market," and began loading the stroller into his sister-in-law's car. He had no idea who was about to emerge from the building entrance. Hello, dear listeners. I'm delighted to welcome you to my channel. I present to you a new, captivating story. Enjoy listening. Marina always believed family meant support, shared joys, and happiness divided equally. A naive notion, certainly, especially when her family consisted of Igor, his sister Rita, and their mother, Elvira Konstantinovna, who felt her daughter-in-law should be grateful simply to have been accepted into the family. Marina met Igor at work. He was an engineer, she an accountant. Things seemed promising. He courted her, brought flowers, took her to cafes. His mother entered the picture later when wedding plans began. Elvira Konstantinovna met Marina with a scrutinizing gaze, assessing her from head to toe, and remarked, "Well, at least she's not divorced." Igor merely shrugged, attributing it to his mother's nature, an unchangeable trait. After the wedding, visits commenced. Elvira Konstantinovna would drop by weekly, always finding fault. The soup was too salty, dust on the wardrobe, or Marina ironed Igor's shirts incorrectly. "He's accustomed to quality," the mother-in-law would declare, "and you're doing a sloppy job." Igor remained silent while Marina gritted her teeth and endured. Rita, Igor's sister, was 3 years younger. Married with 2 children, she was perpetually short of funds, working somewhere as a sales assistant. Her husband, Anton, scraped by with odd jobs. Yet Elvira Konstantinovna doted on her daughter. Rita could show up unannounced and take things without asking. Quote 4, the mother-in-law would explain. One day, Marina discovered her new boots were missing from the entryway. It turned out Rita had, quote, 5 them for a friend's birthday party. "She'll return them," Igor shrugged. The boots reappeared a month later, scuffed on the toe and dirty. Marina said nothing, but something within her fractured. When Marina became pregnant, Elvira Konstantinovna immediately assumed the role of chief expert. Advice poured in on what to eat, how to sleep, which vitamins to take. Igor would nod along with his mother, and Marina would quietly retreat to the bedroom. "These modern doctors understand nothing," the mother-in-law would criticize. "In our day..." Rita visited less frequently, but always with requests to borrow money or for the baby clothes Marina wouldn't need. Even before the baby was born, Rita was eyeing the layette. Marina's parents lived in another city. Her father was a foreman at a factory, and her mother a respected teacher. Simple, honest people with dignity. Upon learning of their daughter's pregnancy, they rejoiced. Quote 10, her mother assured her. Her father nodded silently. A month before the birth, her parents announced they were traveling to Germany. Her father had a distant relative there who had invited them for a visit. Quote 11, they added. Marina didn't expect much. Her parents weren't wealthy, and the trip itself was a significant event for them. The birth was difficult, and Marina remained in the hospital for a week. Igor visited daily but seemed detached. Elvira Konstantinovna appeared on the second day, bringing a jar of broth, and proceeded to instruct the nurses on newborn care. Rita popped in once, posed for a photo with her nephew, and left, needing to pick up her own children from kindergarten. When Marina and her son, Artem, were discharged, the apartment was clean. Igor had made an effort. However, within an hour, Elvira Konstantinovna arrived with Rita. The mother-in-law immediately took charge, dictating how to swaddle, feed, and put the baby to sleep. Marina was exhausted, her body aching, but she lacked the strength to argue. The parents called the next day. Quote 12, her mother's voice sounded joyful. Yes, Marina felt a surge of warmth. At least someone was thinking of her, not just the baby. Elvira Konstantinovna moved in for nearly a week, sleeping on the sofa and getting up with Artem at night, effectively taking over from Marina. "You're still inexperienced," "I know better," she'd say. Igor remained silent, and Marina felt like an intruder in her own home. Rita visited daily, sometimes to quote 14 diapers. Quote 15, she'd explain. Other times, she'd browse the baby clothes. Quote 16, Marina observed Rita assessing the items, calculating what she could request. Igor worked, came home late, ate dinner, and fell asleep. Marina tried to discuss how his mother was being overbearing and Rita's audacious behavior, but he brushed her off. "They're helping. It's hard for you alone. Mother just took everything upon herself." He refused to acknowledge the problem. When her parents arrived, Marina opened the door and nearly wept with relief. Her mother hugged her tightly. Her father patted her shoulder in silence. They brought a large box. "This is the stroller," her mother announced. "We saw it at the shop. It's so convenient and reliable." The salesperson said it was the best model. Marina opened the box and gasped. The stroller was German, silver, with smooth suspension, an adjustable backrest, and a rain cover. Her parents had paid 150,000 rubles for it. Marina saw the receipt that had fallen out of the box. This was a colossal sum for them, nearly 3 months of her father's salary. Marina whispered, tears welling up. Her father said, quote, 22. Elvira Konstantinovna, who happened to be visiting, pursed her lips. Quote 23, she drawled. Quote 24. Marina clenched her fists but remained silent. Her parents left 2 days later, and Marina was left alone with the stroller, which stood in the hallway like a monument to parental love. She took Artem for walks every day, and the stroller was indeed comfortable, soft and light. The baby slept in it as if in a cradle. Rita appeared a week later. She arrived as usual, unannounced, looked around, and whistled. Quote 25. Quote 26, Marina replied, her voice firm. Quote 27. Rita circled the stroller, touching the wheels. Quote 28. Marina remained silent, but her insides tensed. She knew what Rita was hinting at. Quote 29, Rita smiled, but her eyes were shrewd. Quote 30. Marina grumbled, quickly changing the subject. But Rita persisted, visiting often and bringing up the stroller each time. Quote 31, Elvira Konstantinovna chimed in. Igor remained silent, and Marina knew he wouldn't defend her. Artem turned 3 months old when something happened that Marina would remember forever. She was home with the baby. Igor had gone to work. A knock sounded at the door. It was Rita and Elvira Konstantinovna. "We're just dropping by for a short visit, just to check in." Marina let them in, though a knot of unease tightened in her stomach. Rita went into the room. The mother-in-law sat in the kitchen to have tea. Marina was feeding Artem when she overheard Rita on the phone. "Yes, I'll pick it up now. Mom will help me carry it." Marina went to the entryway. Rita stood by the stroller, examining it. "What are you doing?" Marina asked. "Just measuring to see if it fits in my car. It's so easy," Rita replied. "Why are you measuring my stroller?" "Well, we agreed you'd give it to us." Rita smiled, but there was no warmth in her smile. "We didn't agree on anything." Marina felt a surge of anger. Elvira Konstantinovna emerged from the kitchen. "Marinka, don't be selfish. Rita needs it more. She has 2 children, and you only have 1. Your parents will buy you another if needed." "This is a gift from my parents," Marina said slowly, trying not to lose control. "I'm not giving it away." "Oh, come on, you'll use it for a year and then put it away, and we need it right now." "No." Marina stepped towards the stroller, blocking it with her body. Igor agreed to it. Elvira Konstantinovna suddenly announced, and Marina froze. "I called him yesterday, told him Rita needed the stroller. He said, 'Well, if Marina doesn't mind, then I don't mind.'" Marina went cold. Igor, he hadn't even asked her. He'd simply agreed on her behalf. "I do mind," she managed to say. "Oh, come on, Rita had already started folding the stroller. Don't be dramatic. Are you really going to be stingy with your nephews?" "Rita, put the stroller back. Now! Mom's so principled." Rita scoffed. "Rita, take it. Don't listen to her," Elvira Konstantinovna commanded. Marina grabbed the stroller by the handle. Rita pulled it towards herself. For a few seconds, they tugged in opposite directions until Elvira Konstantinovna bellowed, "Marina, let go immediately! How are you behaving? Get out of my house!" Marina spoke quietly, but her voice trembled. "Both of you, leave now." "You've completely lost it." Elvira Konstantinovna stepped towards her. "I'm not some nobody you can treat like that." Marina opened the door. "Or I'll call the police." Rita and her mother exchanged glances but left. At the threshold, the mother-in-law turned back. "Igor will find out, and he'll show you how to treat family." Marina slammed the door shut and leaned against it, her hands shaking, a lump in her throat. Artem started crying in the room, and Marina rushed to him, picking him up and holding him close. "Everything's okay, everything's okay," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Igor returned in the evening. Marina immediately knew he'd already been called. He walked into the room, dropped his bag, and turned to her. "Quote 59, he asked, his voice weary. "Quote 60, quote 61, quote 62, quote 63. Igor waved his hand irritably. "Quote 64, quote 65. Marina felt something inside her snap. He turned away. Igor turned back, a harshness in his eyes. He stepped towards her, and for a second, Marina feared he might strike her, but he merely walked past, slamming the bedroom door. Marina didn't sleep all night, lying awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking about how she had endured, how Igor had betrayed her again and again by choosing his mother and sister, and that if she gave in now, she would be giving in her entire life. In the morning, she called her father. "Dad, can I come visit for a week with Artem?" Her father didn't ask any questions, simply said, quote, 73. Marina packed her belongings, placing them in a bag. She dressed Artem and put him in the stroller. Igor emerged from the bedroom and saw the bags. Quote 74, quote 75, quote 76, quote 77. He rubbed his face with his hands. Quote 78, quote 79, quote 80, quote 81. Marina left the apartment, closed the door, took the elevator down, stepped outside, called a taxi, loaded her belongings in the stroller, got into the car, and only then exhaled. 2 days later, while Marina was at her parents', Igor called. "Mother wants to apologize," he said. Marina remained silent. "Marina, how long are you going to continue this? Come back." "I'll come back when you learn to choose me. This is blackmail. This is a boundary." He hung up. Marina sat in her parents' kitchen, sipping tea and gazing out the window. Artem slept in the stroller beside her. Her father silently placed a hand on her shoulder. A week later, Igor arrived, brought flowers, and apologized. Quote 85. Marina looked at him, trying to discern if he was sincere or just wanted her to return. Quote 86. Quote 87. He took her hand. Marina returned. For the first while, things were quiet. Elvira Konstantinovna visited less often. Rita called but didn't mention the stroller. Igor tried to be more attentive. Marina cautiously hoped that things might improve, but a month later, she accidentally overheard Igor talking on the phone with Rita. "Just hold on a little longer," he was saying. "She'll calm down later. We'll give it to you." Marina stood behind the door, and everything inside her shattered. He hadn't changed. He was just waiting for her to give in. The next day, Marina packed her belongings again, but this time, everything. Clothes, documents, baby items. She called a moving taxi. Igor returned from work and froze at the doorway. Quote 90, quote 91, quote 92, quote 93. He tried to stop her, grabbing her hand. Quote 94, quote 95. He released her, looking at her with a mixture of fury and bewilderment. Quote 96, quote 97. Marina picked up Artem. Quote 98. She went to a friend's, rented a room, and found a job. Igor called, demanding her return, threatening her. Elvira Konstantinovna called, sometimes pleading, sometimes accusing. Rita sent a message. "You destroyed the family over a stroller, you fool." Marina didn't reply. Every day she took Artem for walks in the park, pushing the silver stroller along the paths, and an inner stillness settled within her. For the first time in a long time, there was just quiet. 6 months later, Igor filed for divorce. Marina didn't resist. A year and a half passed. Marina lived in a rented one-bedroom apartment, worked as an accountant, and raised Artem. Money was tight, but she was at peace. Her parents helped, visiting occasionally and sending packages. Artem grew into a strong, cheerful boy. One day, she encountered Rita in a supermarket. Rita was pushing an old, worn-out stroller with her youngest child in it. Rita saw Marina, turned away, and quickly headed for the exit. Marina caught up with her at the checkout. "Rita, hello." Rita grumbled something in response. "How are things?" "Fine." Rita stared at the floor. The stroller had never materialized. Rita flinched, flushing. "Just go away," she snapped and bolted from the store. Marina stood at the checkout, holding Artem's hand. Not out of malice, but simply out of relief. She was no longer a part of that. That evening, while Artem slept, Marina sat in the kitchen with tea. The silver stroller stood in the corner of the entryway, still intact, almost like new. Marina thought she would soon donate it to an orphanage, let it serve someone else. She took out her phone and texted her father, thanking him for the stroller and for everything else. A reply came within a minute, quote 104. Marina turned off the light, went into the bedroom, lay down next to Artem, and hugged him. Outside, the night city hummed. Somewhere far away lived her past family with their grievances and demands. But here, in this small apartment, it smelled of baby shampoo and fresh linens. The next day, she and Artem went for a walk. Marina pushed the stroller, now mainly for belongings, as the boy preferred to walk himself. They passed a playground when Artem suddenly stopped and pointed, quote 105. Marina looked up. Igor sat on a bench with Elvira Konstantinovna. He looked older, tired. His mother was saying something to him, gesturing wildly. Igor sat with slumped shoulders, silent. Marina took Artem's hand and walked on, not looking back. The stroller quietly rustled its wheels on the asphalt,